Well, hi folks. Here we are on Sunday, May 30th, 5 months into 2020. Again, I'm somewhere on Vancouver Island. Stephen Nesbitt here. Crazy weekend, crazy week, and I suppose you've all been observing it and making decisions one way or another, coming to your own conclusions. So today I just thought I'd put my conclusions in. And I think that if people do not realize that they're being totally, society has been totally re-engineered, you're just not, you just have been totally brainwashed into the system and you don't see it. I look at Canada, look at Ontario yesterday in Toronto. Everybody was worried about social distancing, so they spent almost $5,000 painting circles in a park, and people have to sit within their circles. And I suppose after days of coming out at 7 o'clock to bang pots, it's easy to get people now to sit in a circle. Wait for their vaccines, wait for their tracking device, and think they're totally free. It's total bullshit. And I'm starting to lose patience with people who are sort of trying to explain in highly intellectual terms how this is not happening. Just the way it is. Now look south at our American neighbors, and don't usually watch mainstream TV, but I put it on to see what their comments were. And because I had watched that one fellow who is saying this is just mostly a peaceful protest, and there's buildings burning behind him. And I thought, asshole, turn around and look. Turn around and look. Where did you leave your brain? And so when I watched last night, it was intriguing, because not one of the main news channels called it for what it was. They're talking about a protest. It was a bloody riot. When you're having looting and buildings burning and all that stupidity, all that anarchy, that is not a protest. I don't care what the hell they're upset about. That is illegal. That is an illegal riot. And you can call it what you will. And I noticed CNN subtly, very subtly, especially Lemon or Lamont or whatever the hell his name is, silently turning the crank on that, referring to racism, asking where the president was. And just, you could see he was glorifying in this kind of crap. And, well, who signs his paycheck, who owns that station, is what you have to sort of look at. And it's not just CNN, it was all mainstream media. Calling up people, giving us this intellectual explanation that racism has caused all this. They're not looking at the people of the black people who are very, very successful, who have made it through this quagmire and are successful leading citizens, judges, lawyers, governors. Well, some of the governors are twits, but there are great politicians in the States who are black. And I know that because we have that in Canada. We have them in Canada as well, super people. But are all people of one race cool? Of course not. Everybody has idiots. Does every white guy get really successful? No. But there are successful white people. We don't go burning buildings because we're systemically not, the average white person isn't very successful. We're as downtrodden as those black people. The only difference is we just refuse to believe that. We sit in our circles and bang pots at night and think everything is cool. But it's, I think there comes a time when you got to call it what it is and deal with it. Deal with it. I mean, imagine George Soros is sitting in his room rubbing his greasy hands together. I mean, And people say, what do you mean George Soros? Well, would you just follow wherever that man has been, whichever country he has been in? He has really caused pandemonium. That's how he makes his bloody money. And is he the leader of the mob? Of course not. He's just one of the linchpins, one of the puppets, same as Bill Gates is. So you're sitting in your circles in Toronto, banging your pots at 7, waiting for your vaccine. And of course, it's not just Toronto. It's not fair to Toronto. That's right across the continent. Waiting for a Bill Gates savior vaccine, waiting for the tracking device, and then all will be cool. You don't realize, folks, where you're heading. You just don't realize it. I know some people do. Some people are just tired of talking about it because it doesn't get anywhere. They're tired of being ridiculed and people, saying, "Hey, you sort of lost it." That's not true. That's not happening. It's like riots or racism. You just look at every successful black person. They didn't go rioting. They said, "The hell with you, I'm as good as you," and they went and did it. You look at every successful white guy, he did the same damn thing. He said, "I'm not buying into your bullshit. I'm as good as anyone else," and I went and did it. You ask any Chinese person, and are all Chinese people successful? No. But there are great Chinese people in Canada in particular, and they just said, "The hell with your bullshit, I'm as good as you," and they went and did it. So I think it's between our own ears that things all have to start. Turn your damn brains on. Turn your damn brains on, and let's get rolling. Quit buying into all this propaganda that some governments and some politicians. I noticed the mayor of Edmonton, he said there's not 100% compliance, so we're going to have a state of emergency for another 90 days. That's a little hungry power twerp. What's wrong with this man? What is wrong with this man? What's worse yet, what is wrong with the people who would vote for an idiot like that? And that's happening around the continent. It's time to get out of this propaganda crap. It's way past the time when they should have done all this to stop a pandemic. It's way past the time. But now some of these little psychopathic politicians and bureaucrats come off on the way they can control people. Can you imagine? The person who came up with the idea, or the people who came up with the idea to paint circles and then to watch intelligent adults follow and sit in them. I just tell them to bugger off. And I think it's crazy. But anyway, like I said, today it's my turn to say what I feel about this. I think we have lost it. And when I see what's happening stateside, and I see intelligent adults sitting in painted white circles, I know we're past the tipping point. And I'm not sure. The deeper into the bush you can go, maybe that's the best way to be. And don't give up your rifle. Take care, and bye for now.